What's up, Thrive Nation? How y'all doing today? Happy Monday. It's Dr. Tiana here. If you are new to our community, welcome. So glad that you found us. I am Dr. Tiana. I'm a coach, mentor, and life strategist helping high-impact women overcome life disruption, increase their resilience, and strengthen their walk with God. And today, you've joined us for our weekly check-in, which is our Thrive Nation Inspiration. It's our time as a community to just come together, to gather, and to get some inspiration and encouragement for the week and some tidbits for just thinking and being different. Okay, so today I wanted to hop on and just share two quick things that you can do or that you should be doing after being faced with a life disruption. And so as we talk about at Bended Hope all the time, a life disruption can honestly be anything, right? It's kind of like trauma. It's not necessarily the specifics of what happened to you. It's really about how you respond, about how your body responds, right, to the experience. And so the same is true for a life disruption, right? When something happens and it causes you to be dysregulated, it throws you off, it catches you off guard, it maybe causes you to pause or question your choices to that point and or be confused about what your options are for moving forward. That is a life disruption, okay? And it happens to all of us. So as I always say, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, okay? Life hits us all and it comes at you fast, okay? So here are two things that you can do as a high impact woman if you are faced with a life disruption, okay? So the number one thing is to create space for your emotions. Now, that is something that even in working with some of our clients is easier said than done. And it's also something that takes strategy. It's something that takes intentionality. It's not just something that you can just be like, I guess, lax about, right? It's something that you have to really, really be intentional and thoughtful about, because when you don't process your emotions or create space for yourself to process those emotions, it goes somewhere. It doesn't just go away. And oftentimes it will show up in your body. It will show up as illness. It will show up as pain. Sometimes for some people. And so there are even so many studies just around the emotional distress that people try to suppress and how it shows up physically, right, in our bodies. So number one, creating space for your emotions. As a high impact woman, I know that you have things to do. I know that you ain't got time for that. You're on to the next thing, and you don't always make it a priority to pause when something that is a life disruption or something that is maybe painful for you or traumatic for you, right? It's much easier to suppress than it is to allow those emotions to be revealed, exposed, processed, and worked through, right? That is the more difficult thing to do. However, it is the most important and the most necessary thing for you to do in order for you to thrive and to find healing and wholeness on the other side of your life disruption, okay? So that is number one. The second thing is to extend yourself some grace, okay? So again, as a high impact woman, I know that you're busy. I know that you have things to do. I know that you're probably used to accomplishing, right? And being super successful at anything that you put your mind to. However, when you are experiencing a life disruption, it is generally a sign or an invitation for you to pause and take inventory, because you may be so focused on a specific thing that you are not able to receive signs, signals from God, from the Holy Spirit, from the universe, whatever you call it, signs that are nudging you maybe in a different direction, or signs that are inviting you to look at the situation or the circumstances differently. Okay, so give yourself some grace, right? Give yourself some grace. And what that looks like can be different for everybody, right? Extending that grace to yourself can be as simple as just giving yourself more time, slowing down, taking things off of your plate, delegating things that may be on your plate, right? Creating that space for yourself to nurture yourself. Because oftentimes, we grow up and we may think that it's other people's responsibilities to nurture us or to give us comfort, right? Or security. And the truth is, you have that ability to bring yourself comfort, to bring yourself nurture, and you can help yourself in this process by extending some grace, recognizing that you are in a new place, in a new season, and you may need to assess and adjust, right? Things are not always going to be as they once were. And the more that you fight against that truth, the more you suffer. So extending yourself grace is a critical component to helping you thrive through a life disruption, okay? So those are the two very, very important things that I want you to hold on to as you work through a life disruption. If you maybe feel like you're stuck and are having a hard time working through maybe a past life disruption, you may not actively be in it, but you may be having a hard time working past it. And so if that is these gems are for you as well, okay? So make sure that you are creating some space for those emotions and then also extending yourself some grace, okay? If you need some support around that, make sure to reach out to us. You can connect with us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And if you need some more encouragement outside of our traditional content, you can go to our website, mendedhope.org, select free devotion at the top, and it will give you some places to start for building your hope, building your what is the word I'm looking for? Really, for building your capacity to believe for more, to believe beyond where you are, okay? So that is a wonderful starting place, and it is my investment in you. And so I hope that you take that gift because it is free. Okay. And if you have questions, for sure, reach out. As always, I am happy to help. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of the week. And I will check in again with you next month.